You're sitting in your home office at 1:47 in the morning, staring at a screen that is about to change everything. You have typed 3 words into a search bar that you will never be able to untype, and the results that came back are promising you something that should not exist. A marketplace, a menu, a price list for ending a human life. You have $13,000 in Bitcoin in a wallet that is not connected to your name, and the person you want dead is sleeping in the next room. This is level 1, the buyer. It starts the way it always starts. Not with rage, but with a calculation. You have spent weeks considering your options. Divorce would cost you the house, the custody arrangement, and the $700,000 life insurance policy that only pays out if she dies. You have weighed the math, and the math says that one clean disappearance solves every problem simultaneously. So you open the Tor browser you downloaded 6 months ago, type in a .onion address you found on a forum, and land on a page decorated with stock photos of hooded men holding pistols. The site calls itself Besa Mafia. It claims to be connected to Albanian organized crime. It offers a menu of services: assault for $5,000, arson for $8,000, murder for $12,000, and murder staged as an accident for $20,000. You select the $12,000 option. The interface asks you to create an account. You choose a username that you think is clever. You upload a photograph of the target, her home address, her daily schedule, the make and model of her car. You type a message to the site administrator explaining that you need this done within the next 60 days and that you prefer it to look like a robbery. You paste your Bitcoin wallet address and transfer the funds. The confirmation message says your order has been received and that a field operative will be assigned within 72 hours. You close the laptop. You go to the kitchen. You pour a glass of water. Your hands are not shaking, which surprises you because you just paid $12,000 to have your wife murdered and you expected to feel something more than this flat, procedural calm. But the transaction felt like filling out a form, like buying something online. Click, upload, pay, confirm. The distance between the keyboard and the consequence is so vast that it does not feel real. Not yet. 3 weeks pass. Nothing happens. You message the administrator. He responds in broken English, explaining that the assigned operative was stopped by police during a routine traffic check and arrested on an unrelated charge. A new operative will be assigned. Please be patient. 2 more weeks pass. Another excuse. The operative surveilled the location, but conditions were not optimal. Another 2 weeks. Another excuse. You send another message, angrier this time. You write that you do not care about the date or the method, that you have provided the photograph and the address, and that you want the job completed immediately. The administrator asks for $5,000 more to expedite the process. You pay it. Another month passes. Nothing happens. And somewhere in the back of your mind, behind the justifications and the planning and the careful digital hygiene, a thought begins to form. A thought you will not say out loud for another 4 months, but one that has already started rewriting the ending of this story. The thought is simple. If you want something done, you have to do it yourself. This is level 2, the operator. You are not Albanian. You are not connected to organized crime. You are sitting in a rented apartment in Bucharest with 3 monitors, a VPN, and an English to Romanian translator open in another tab. Your name's not Yura, but that is what everyone calls you. And you have built the most successful murder-for-hire scam in the history of the dark web. The business model is elegant. You register a .onion domain, build a website that looks just professional enough to be believable, decorate it with stock photos of men in tactical gear, and write copy promising, discreet, professional assassination services backed by a network of operatives spanning the United States, Canada, and Europe. None of it is real. There are no operatives. There is no network. There is only you, a laptop, and a team of freelancers in India who write promotional blog posts and create fake Reddit accounts to boost your credibility. The orders come in faster than you expected. Husbands who want their wives dead, business partners who want competitors eliminated, a woman who wants her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend beaten, a man who lost money on a sports betting site and wants the customer service representative killed, a predator facing charges who wants a 14-year-old witness to disappear. Each order arrives with a photograph, an address, a schedule, and a payment in Bitcoin ranging from $5,000 to $20,000. You collect the money, you provide updates, you invent delays, you manufacture excuses, you ask for additional funds, you never deliver. The genius of the scam is the silence. Nobody who pays $12,000 to have someone murdered is going to file a complaint. Nobody is going to post a negative review. Nobody is going to call the police and say they were defrauded while attempting to commission a homicide. Your customers are trapped by their own intent, and that intent is your insurance policy. Over 3 years, you operate under 6 different names: Besa Mafia, Camorra Hitman, Crime Bay, Sicilian Hitmen, Azerbaijani Eagles, #1 Hitman Marketplace. Each time a site is exposed or shut down, you launch a new one within days with a fresh domain and the same backend. The money accumulates. Estimates range from 500,000 euros to over $6 million. You hire programmers to improve the interface. You hire marketers to improve the search rankings. You conduct interviews with journalists, your voice digitally altered, claiming your operation is real and that the doubters are simply uninformed. But there's one problem you did not anticipate. The people placing orders are not abstract internet users. They are real people with real addresses and real targets. And when the hit does not happen, some of them do not simply walk away. Some of them pick up the phone. Some of them pick up a gun. And when the bodies start appearing, the trail leads back to your website, and the database you built to manage your scam becomes the most valuable intelligence asset in cybercrime history. This is level 3, the hacker. You are a systems administrator at a mid-sized firm in London during the day. At night, you sit in front of 6 monitors in your flat and navigate the infrastructure of the dark web looking for things that should not exist. Your name is Chris, and you are about to stumble into something that will consume the next 8 years of your life. It starts with a Wikipedia edit. Someone has inserted a line into an article claiming that dark web hitman sites are scams, except for Besa Mafia, which is real. The edit is clumsy, obviously promotional, and it draws your attention. You visit the site, examine its code, read its copy, and within 20 minutes, you are certain it is a fraud. You publish a blog post explaining exactly why. The next day, you receive a message from a man who calls himself Yora. He is furious. He offers you money to take the post down. You refuse. 3 days later, he sends you a link to a YouTube video showing a hooded figure setting a car on fire while holding a piece of paper with your blog's name written on it. You are intimidated, but you do not stop. You find a vulnerability in the site's messaging system that allows you to see every order flowing through it. You build an automated scraper that caches the messages in real time. Within weeks, you have a database of hundreds of kill orders, complete with target names, photographs, home addresses, and the usernames of the people who placed them. You are looking at a kill list, and the people on it have no idea. You contact law enforcement. London police are confused by the jurisdictional issues. The National Crime Agency takes your call, but moves slowly. The FBI is more interested, but bureaucracy grinds. So you do what you can. You pass names to anyone who will listen, you publish more blog posts, you hack the site and shut it down. Yura rebuilds it under a new name within days, and the cycle repeats. Then you find a username called Dog Day God. The messages are detailed, methodical, and deeply personal. Dog Day God has paid $12,000 to have a woman in Minnesota killed, has provided her photograph, her address, her travel schedule, and has specified that he wants it to look like a robbery. You pass the information to the FBI. They visit the target, a woman named Amy, and her husband. They tell both of them that someone has ordered a hit. They suggest installing an alarm system. Then they leave. 5 months later, Amy is dead. Her husband, the man sitting next to her when the FBI delivered the warning, is the one who pulled the trigger. He drugged her with 40 times the therapeutic dose of scopolamine, shot her in the head with a 9mm pistol, and staged it as a suicide. The Bitcoin wallet address found on his computer matched the one Dog Day God used to pay Besa Mafia. You sit in your flat and stare at the cached messages you collected months earlier, and you realize that the person who placed the order and the person who carried it out were the same man, and that the scam that was supposed to prevent the murder is what ultimately caused it. Because when the hitman never showed up, the husband decided to do it himself. This is level 4, the investigator. You are an FBI analyst assigned to the cyber division, and your desk is covered in printouts from a database that a British hacker handed you 8 months ago. The database contains over 2,000 messages from a dark web assassination marketplace. Names, addresses, photographs, Bitcoin transactions, and detailed descriptions of how the buyers want their targets killed. Your job is to figure out which of these orders represent real, imminent threats, and which are the desperate fantasies of people who will never act. The problem is volume. There are hundreds of names on the list. Some are clearly domestic disputes, husbands targeting wives, exes targeting exes. Some are business conflicts. Some are revenge fantasies that read more like diary entries than operational plans. But buried in the noise are orders that include surveillance photographs, detailed schedules, and follow-up messages demanding refunds because the target has not yet been eliminated. Those are the ones that keep you awake. You cross-reference the kill list against open cases, missing persons reports, and unsolved homicides. The matches start appearing. A soldier found dead under suspicious circumstances. A woman in Tennessee whose neighbor received a payment from an unknown source 2 weeks before she disappeared. A pattern emerging from the data that suggests some buyers, when scammed, do not give up. They find another way. Your team coordinates with Homeland Security, Interpol, and Romanian authorities. The trail leads to Bucharest. In 2022, 5 men are arrested in coordinated raids across Romania. The administrator, the man called Yura, is among them. The seized servers confirm what the hacker already knew. Not a single assassination was ever carried out through the site. Every order was a scam. But the database also confirms something worse. At least 25 buyers have been arrested based on the kill list data. And the number of targets who ended up dead by other means is still being counted. You close a case file. You open the next one. There are thousands of names still on the list, and the resources to investigate them do not exist. This is level 5, the name on the list. You're a woman in the Midwest, and 6 months ago, 2 FBI agents sat in your living room and told you that someone paid to have you killed. They did not tell you who, they did not tell you how they found out. They told you to be careful, to vary your routine, to consider installing cameras. Then they left, and you sat in your living room alone. And the house that felt like home 5 minutes ago now felt like a place where something terrible was about to happen. You changed the locks, you install the cameras, you stop parking in the same spot. You start checking under your car before you get in, a habit that feels absurd until the moment you realize it does not feel absurd anymore. It feels necessary. You lie awake at night and listen to every sound the house makes and assign each one a threat level. The furnace, the wind, a branch against the window, your own heartbeat. The FBI does not call again. You do not know if the person who ordered the hit has been arrested, has moved on, or is sitting in a house 2 miles from yours, working up the courage to finish what the internet could not. You do not know if the site they used was real or fake, if the hitman ever existed, or if the whole thing was a scam that failed to protect you from the person who wanted you dead in the first place. You go to work, you pick up your children, you cook dinner, you set the alarm, and every night, before you turn off the light, you check the cameras one more time. And the green glow of the monitor shows you an empty driveway, an empty sidewalk, an empty street, and you tell yourself that empty means safe. But the thing about being on a list is that you never really come off it. The database exists, the messages exist, the photograph someone uploaded of you exists on a server somewhere next to your address and your daily schedule and a dollar amount that someone decided your life was worth. And whether the site was real or fake, whether the hitman existed or not, the intent was real. The money was real. The $12,000 that someone paid to make you disappear was as real as the lock on your front door, and no alarm system in the world can undo the knowledge that someone, somewhere, sat at a keyboard and decided you should die, and then pressed enter.